Hello and welcome to another lesson of A Course in Miracles. Let's get peaceful, let's feel good, and let's detach from this idea of a separate self a little bit more. If you are not doing the course, I'm so happy that you're watching this video. Hopefully you'll get that pep in your step to manifest everything that you want. The course is not necessary, but it's one of those great tools that's full of gems that can really help us believe in the power of imagination, in that God is within you, and in that you're here to be happy. You truly, truly are here to be happy. You're not here to be miserable. You're not here to be lacking anything, especially not love, because love is what you are. And it's beautiful when you get to express that with the person that you chose. So let's start getting into it. This is lesson 2. I switched the channel. You probably already knew that because I had to make a whole new email that wasn't my university email to put up this channel. So I'll see when I put the video up if I can now insert links. So I'll probably let you know in a comment if I was able to insert the link for the lesson so that you don't have to Google it yourself. In case I wasn't able to insert a link, just Google A Course in Miracles Lesson 2 and you'll be reading what I'm reading. So remember, I do stop for commentary and then we're going to do this together. So lesson 2. I have given everything I see in this room, on the street, from this window, in this place, all the meaning that it has for me. And remember lesson 1. Nothing means anything, right? And again, I know this is like kindergarten. We're starting off simple, but it's true that there is no inherent meaning, not even to your thoughts. And the course is going to go into that. It's all about how we're relating to everything. Because the truth of you is to be in loving relationship to everything. Because you are love. Even to your SP. And I'm going to stop here to talk a little bit about what that's like. And this idea of unconditional love. To be love, to be in a state of love. Like you already are that. You are there. You're just not aware. And when you remember, when you become aware, life gets so much more beautiful. So when you're manifesting an SP, and I have heard this from multiple people, so I know that it's not only my experience. When you manifest a relationship, it usually, people go fully into the state because they had the grace to understand this or to get to that knowing place, or because 3D got so bad that you just can't stand it anymore. As long as people see a benefit in engaging with their physical world as it is, and I guess engaging with the person as they are, it's very likely that we're doing it from this place of you have to love me, you have to be this so that I can love you, you have to act this certain way so that I can love you. That's not real love, in the sense that what are we doing there from a manifesting perspective? We are remaining in an unlovely state in which we believe that we lack something, in which we know ourselves to lack something. And we're making this person the source of everything. Well, maybe not everything, but at least the source of love. And if I become unaware, I go there. And I could swear that I'm in love. I could swear that I'm just being a sensible person. But my love becomes very conditional. Unconditional love doesn't mean that you do whatever for the person. It doesn't mean that you hurt yourself for the person. It doesn't mean that you postpone yourself. That's a distortion of truth. Unconditional love means that I remain in a state of love. I allow myself to exist that way no matter how my partner shows up. And that is what allows you to manifest a relationship. So when people reach that place, which is what happened to me, in which your 3D is horrifying. And not even like pushing them and poking them, like trying to get a text, is going to make you feel good once you reach that place. Usually that's when people turn fully within and allow themselves to go into the state of having the relationship now that they want. So what I see a lot is people also conditioning that relationship in the sense that, well, my person, like, and I did this too. So I'm not calling anyone out. I'm calling myself out and telling you that I see many people go through the same process. So conditioning the relationship looks like, well, my person really likes to live near the ocean. You know what? That's a bad example. Okay, I really want someone that I admire. I want to be with a person that I admire. To me, that implies love. I want them to see the good in me. That's what I feel that a fulfilling relationship is like. But you think your SP is an asshole. You don't admire them. You don't see them as a good person. You don't see them as someone worth your admiration. You might not think that they have goals, etc., etc. But you want them to love you. So that sort of dynamic is going to come from a state of lack in which I'm not allowing myself to be in a state of love unless you show me affection. And since we know, or maybe you don't know, but if you don't know, you'll know, that manifestation works. Like the basis of manifestation is, if I accept something as done, then it's done. If I am being the person that's lacking what I'd like to have, then of course it cannot be done. I'm never going to reach that place, and it's going to feel like an uphill battle. And that's when people go a little bit crazy with manifestation. They're literally driving themselves insane. You feel like you're fighting your own mind, and it doesn't feel good. And I'm not saying that every day as a manifestor is peachy. But the thing is that then you start to relate to life in a different way. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's important for you to know that unconditional love doesn't mean that you're a pushover. It doesn't mean that you hurt yourself. It doesn't mean that you give and give and give. It means that no matter what the 3D is doing, no matter what things are looking like, I will remain in the state in which, for my own pleasure, for my own existence, for my own grace, I'm allowing myself to feel that love, to be in love. Because that love doesn't come from the physical world. You fell in love with a person because you met them and you allowed yourself to feel whole and complete. You gave yourself permission to feel perfect, like you're finally good enough. Like finally something's not going to be taken away from you. All of those are ego stories. So you're always after a state of being. And that's why you can manifest beautiful things, because when you get into the state of being, of having it, then it happens. But how do we not even allow ourselves to get there? By giving meaning to things. So going with the phone example, I believe I said in the last lesson, I didn't get a text. Oh, they don't even think about me. If they don't think about me, they don't care about me. If they don't care about me, I'm not important. And now I'm mad, and I think I'm mad because they don't love me, but I'm truly mad because I'm experiencing myself as unimportant, which cannot be further from the truth. So I have given everything I see in this room the meaning it has for me. Let's get on with the exercise. The exercise with this idea are the same as those for the first one. Begin with the things that are near you and apply the idea to whatever your glance rests on. Then increase the range outward. Turn your head so that you include whatever is on either side. If possible, turn around and apply the idea to what was behind you. Remain as indiscriminate as possible in selecting subjects for its application. Do not concentrate on anything in particular. Do not attempt to include everything you see in a given area, or you will introduce strain. Now here's the thing. Again, I know that this seems like kindergarten, But when you practice these ideas, when you allow your mind to start to become aware that, wow, I've given it all this meaning, it's so much easier to apply to the big things, the things that you have an emotional reaction to. Back to the lesson. Merely glance easily and fairly quickly around you, trying to avoid selection by size, brightness, color, material, or relative importance to you. Take the subjects simply as you see them. Try to apply the exercise with equal ease to a body or a button, a fly or a floor, an arm or an apple. The sole criterion for applying the idea to anything is merely that your eyes have lightened on it. Make no attempt to include anything in particular, but be sure that nothing is specifically excluded. So why do we want to be not excluding, all inclusive with this? Because remember, it's all made of the same. It's all made of that pure consciousness, that one substance for creation. So allow yourself to be still and to experience, even if it's just for a minute. We're going to do this for 1 minute. Remember, morning and night, of acknowledging that whatever meaning arises in you, whether it's sentimental value, maybe, and I've got like a really nice Tiffany lamp. I've always wanted one of those. And I always felt like once I have a Tiffany lamp, that's when I've made it. That's the meaning I gave it. I could have felt like I've made it before having the Tiffany lamp, and that would have produced the Tiffany lamp. Does that make sense? That's maybe a very simplistic example. But more importantly than the Tiffany lamp is that I could have given myself permission to feel the joy and the ease of I've made it. If I back then had the understanding and the knowledge and the capacity to take away the meaning of things. And we can only do that when we understand that we have given it. So let's get to it. Allow this to be a meditative practice. Allow yourself to relax. And also, it's a great moment to notice how easily you can control your attention, which is a must for manifesting. It's all about practice. No matter where you're at, you're going to get there. Yes, your desires are a promise. Yes, you're going to have that beautiful relationship and that beautiful life because it is your birthright. Because you're already loved, you're already safe, and I keep getting ahead of myself. So, all right, let's just do it. Let's begin. I have given everything I see in this room all the meaning it has for me. And remember, we're just glancing. Taking it all in. Even the body. Yep. That always goes by so fast, doesn't it? Personally, these exercises, to me, they do feel like that moment of being in the void, in the vortex, in nothingness for a little while. Just being very present and allowing, I don't know if we can say 3D to change, but just taking away the meaning and acknowledging that I've put it there. It feels good, it feels different, it feels peaceful. And especially with the body, I think most women struggle with that. So it's nice to be able to look at it and not judge yourself for things that you might not like about it. to really see that, wow, I put that meaning there. And now, even if you're just acknowledging that, I don't know, if you've got a pimple, or you feel like you're a little bit overweight, or that, I don't know, something's not the way that you'd like it to be, instead of immediately going to the meaning that this means I'm unattractive, this means that, I don't know, I'm not perfect, you're just noticing the meaning. So you're already separated from it a little bit. So, of course, this is an exercise that you can apply more than twice a day if you enjoy it, allowing yourself to just exist a little bit more separate from the meaning that this separate self has given things, because you're none of that. You're none of those meanings. And this, again, might be getting a little bit ahead, but all the meaning that you place on things does come from who you are being, from who you think you are, I should say. So Neville Goddard talks about states of being. State of being is a belief system. And it all starts with how I see myself. So if I see myself as separate, if I see myself as unlucky, if I see myself as less than, and if you're interested in having a beautiful relationship, what stops people from being able to just go there, to imagine it, to enjoy it, and to have it, is this idea that I'm not enough, that I'm not enough, jealousy, which would be I can't have it, and there's a third one which I forgot, give me a second. Love can be taken away. Of course, if we think that love is given to us by another, we're gonna think that it can be taken away, when it truly comes from that presence that you are. And the 3D world can only reflect. It reflects what you are. It shows you what you are. When, I don't know, if you, and again, it doesn't, I'm not saying fix, I'm not saying correct it now. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. I'm just saying notice. If you see yourself in the mirror and you don't like your face, you don't like your hair, you don't like your body, if you find yourself picking yourself apart, you're only doing that because you already think that you're not enough, and you're looking at yourself through that lens. You're experiencing that state of being. So a good way to start to move away from who you think you are exercises like this, to notice the meaning and to notice that you've made up that meaning. And then we're going to keep on bringing it back, because most of the first lessons are for the ego. They assume that you do see yourself as a separate self, and then we bring it back to who we truly are at the core, without a state. I mean, we're always going to be giving life to different states of being, but that's when you have a choice. And if all of this seemed like weird and jargon, start with a thought. Just start to see, can you choose your next thought? And can you do it again? And can you do it again? And can you pick lovely thoughts? So thank you so much for watching. If you would like my help figuring out who you're being and who you would like to be and how to get there, I'm having a fundraiser. Well, I'm not having the fundraiser. I'm participating in raising funds for one of my dog's sisters. She had a bad diagnosis lately, and she's gonna need a lot of care. So I'm, what's the right word? Pimping off my services at a very low rate. There's 2 services, which is the 10-week coaching and the 3-hour coaching call on my website, listed. One's at 200, the other one's at 300. I'm selling 3 of the 10, I believe, and 4 of the 3 hours, I believe. And all of the money goes to the family that is giving this dog the best chance at life and a quality life with no pain, and so that she gets to be a happy dog that still gets to run. She's gonna, need prosthetics and things. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you think that you'd like to work with me, take this chance. You get to help out a nice little dog, and you get to have your hand held and have someone to talk to about whatever it is that you need to talk to. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.